Thursday the 10th. So if he's gone and told her the 11th, then at least then you can be like, well, that's your fault. Like, obviously not in those
He said she's flying up on the Thursday from Melbourne. Well, maybe she can fly up on Wednesday night.
Well, you know, we can pick her up at the airport and she can come and talk.
Well, he originally said she was flying up on the 8th. That's what the email says. So.
Oh, does it?
He hasn't got a clue, does he? He doesn't know what he's coming or going. He'll probably go back to the office and read an email and be like, oh, that's right, Australia.
Yeah. Anyway, so what we need to do is, I think, go ahead with
decide whether we want to do it or not.
Go ahead with organising it. The funds are going to come from ISPS.
Look, bring your own chair, bring your own lunch. It'll all be cool.
Bring your own lunch is fine. We can have tea and coffee and biscuits for people, that sort of thing. Bring your own lunch.
So my name's Lynette Peary. I work here at Toowoomba Clubhouse as the Operations Manager. And the Hearing Voices approach is something that I guess have heard about over the last few years and sort of started to know more about it during that time. I think I went to a workshop with Rufus May and the Vic Voices group, went to a conference that they ran and saw Hearing Voices in action. And then when I came back to Toowoomba, realised that Annie and Jenny were running a group here. We were really excited and keen to promote the Hearing Voices group to the members of Clubhouse, seeing it as a really useful group that is consistent with the ways that Clubhouse likes to operate, being completely voluntary and peer run and peer led. We've been really happy to assist the local group with photocopying and using the computers.
That's right.
At a small cost, but tried to keep that affordable. And at one point, a venue for the group while even school holidays and the regular venue wasn't available. So very happy to be in partnership with these guys. It's awesome what the group is achieving, and we're keen to continue promoting the group and working with you guys.
Thank you, Lynette. So, Amanda, is there anything that you can tell us about the Hearing Voices approach and how you first came across it?
Okay, I actually first came across it the very first time when I was working at Richmond Fellowship, and I went to a presentation, a Hearing Voices group that was run by Helen Glover here in Toowoomba. It was at the Burke and Wills Hotel. That was a really interesting experience because I first-hand got to experience what it could potentially be like to hear voices. We went around all day with MP3 players in our ears. We had to do tasks like comprehension and shopping, and it really opened up my eyes to what some of the people I worked with were going through. So when the opportunity came up, Annie Roker, yourself, first approached myself at Richmond Fellowship and another worker that she was starting a Hearing Voices group in Toowoomba. Now I thought this was a fantastic opportunity for some of the people I worked with to actually go along and try and find different techniques, share their experiences, actually work alongside people who have had that experience themselves. And Jenny was one of the first clients I was working with that came along. I brought her along to one of the meetings that was at Grand Central in the Jacaranda Room, and whilst the experience was it was enlightening, but also confronting in some ways, because it was finally members or members of the community were able to talk about their experiences in a place where everyone understood and everyone had experienced the same sort of thing. So yeah, Jenny, what was your experience like? Sorry, I'm interviewing now. What was your experience, your first experience of the group like?
It was a little bit fear of the unknown, not really sure what to expect, but I found the group really beneficial, and I've been there ever since we went that first time. It's over 18 months, and I'm now co-facilitating the group.
That's fantastic.
So I've come a long way, and I've certainly learned about my relationship with my voices, and it's all about having a relationship. And it's being able to talk to the voices, to listen to what they have to say. They often talk in metaphors, so often they're trying to communicate a message with you. And so being able to listen to them, but I can also have control over them. I can, sorry, we've got lunchtime in the middle of it.
There's lots of voices in the background.
Yeah, we're hearing voices.
Yeah, voices. I can also train my voices to only talk to me when I want them to. I can actually tell them to come back later, make appointments with them.
It'd be handy if you could tell them to do chores.
Yeah, well, some people test them. Go and do the washing up and see if they'll do it.
Cool.
It's worth a try.
I sit there like that for hours. I lie in my bed and just go, I've got to do the washing up, and then I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe the voices do while you're asleep.
I wish.
And there's another fantastic thing, I think, becoming such a, normalising it for people that hear voices, and also a bit of humour as well. So actually making it, it's not such a terrible, awful thing. For some people it's not at all. It can be, if the voices are good or positive voices as well, they can be company as such. I've seen some people who have actually become so familiar and become one with their voices that they've used them to their advantage.
Yeah, and people do say that if they had the choice of giving up their voices, they wouldn't, because they're such a big part of their lives, and they do provide companionship. That's if you've got good voices. If you have bad voices, it can be quite devastating, and that's where you can learn to have a better relationship with them, so that their impact is not as bad.
Fantastic. That's great. Okay. Is there anything else you want to say? That's very, very informative.
I just think if given the opportunity, more places around Australia, for example, would take on and embrace the Hearing Voices groups, I think they're sorely needed, and I believe that it's a great place to start. Toowoomba is one of those places that really needed a group like this, and I'm really glad that Annie and Jenny have pursued that. So thank you for